Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Humbo here, and today I'm going over some of my biggest tips of things that I wish I knew before switching to keyboard and mouse in Fortnite. This is going to be tips that I wish I knew that would have improved my editing, my building, and my aiming much faster. I just could have got things done way more efficiently than I did, but it's totally okay. I don't regret anything with my switch, but I do want to pass this information along to you guys so you can have the most efficient switches to keyboard and mouse. Just make sure you watch this entire video all the way through to get all the information and have the best results with your switch. Also, guys, make sure you drop a sub with the noties on road to 50,000 subscribers. I also live stream on Twitch every single morning. Link is in description if you want to check that out. Ask me more questions there live. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get in this video. Let's talk about the things I wish I knew, man. Let's go. All right, guys, the first thing that I want to cover is the concept of working smarter and not harder. It's something that I didn't put much thought into when I was first switching, but it ends up being probably the most important. You could even call it the secret to improving at a really high rate. And so the thing is, everybody wants to become insanely good, right? Whenever they're transitioning to any type of video game, especially keyboard and mouse switching in Fortnite, everybody has dreams of possibly becoming a pro or having a very successful montage YouTube channel. I'm not sure why you guys specifically want to do it. Maybe you just want to carry your friends. I don't know. Maybe you want to go pro. Either way, the same thing applies to everybody, right? Everyone wants the same thing. Generally, they want to be really good. And the problem is they hop on keyboard and mouse, and I did this as well, and they're pretty much not really thinking about how they're practicing or thinking about how they're going about it. They're just diving right in, right? They're really excited. They're really motivated at first. And through this, they're forming bad practice habits. You guys aren't practicing in the right ways. You're not balancing out your practice time in different game modes that practice aim or some that practice building or in-game scenarios. You're just jumping right into edit courses and you think that it's magically going to happen, right? With no structure. Just like if you guys were practicing in sports, you're basically just going out on the football field or the soccer field or whatever sport you play, and you're just going in it miscellaneously, practicing random things. You're not looking at your practice time with any sort of a real schedule. You don't have 15 to 30 minutes set aside just for aim dueling and aim practice, which I highly recommend you guys set aside time for aiming every single day. There shouldn't be one day that goes by where you aren't aim dueling your friends, which basically means you go into a map code. You guys can look these up. They're all over YouTube. Just look up aim duel map. I'm sure you guys maybe have seen pros do this before. You jump into the aim duel map. You both grab SMGs. You have 2,000 HP and you're just spraying each other the whole time. First person to get the person down to 0. There's unlimited reload. Like, you don't have to reload or anything. It's just first person to get down to 0 wins. It basically practices your tracking aim, your shotgun aim. You can do it with tacs if you want. Anything you guys want. This is the best way to practice getting your aim up, and you should be doing it every single day the same way you're supposed to brush your teeth every day. It should be automatic if you guys really want to see these improvements as you go. It's so important, man, especially that part right there. The reason practicing your aim every day, at least for 25-30 minutes a day, is so important is this is the one thing that you can guarantee your competition, all these other kids switching to keyboard and mouse, are not doing. Nobody ever sets aside the time to keep working on that basic mechanic, and it ends up biting everybody in the back, man. You have to be putting in work on your aim daily, because as your mechanics get better and your building gets better and your game sense gets better, you start to feel like you're a decent player after 3 or 4 months. If you haven't been practicing aim daily, the second you really start trying to take arena or competitive seriously, or even wagers, anything that you guys might hope to do, you are going to be missing so many opportunities just because your aim is lagging behind your skill. You'll have someone boxed perfectly, you'll make a great edit play, and you won't be able to finish that box fight 50-50 at the end of the clip, or at the end of the wager, or just ruins your tournament, whatever it might be, your arena game. You guys have to be working on your aim every day, even if you find it boring, because you will thank yourself so much when you're actually finishing these big time fights in the clutch. It is so important not to overlook daily aim training practice. Trust me, guys. Alright, guys, the next thing that I'm going to be talking about, the next major mistake that I made when switching to keyboard and mouse, and I did this for months and months without ever fixing it until recently, and I really hope that you guys take this part to heart and start fixing this now, because if you do, you're going to improve so fast. And guys, listen up. Alright, you all have days, right, where you tilt 3-4 games in arena and you rage quit right out of arena. You stop playing, you stop practicing, and you go into creative and you hide, right? That's what I always did. I would just hop in creative, I would crank, I would edit, maybe hit an edit course, just doing things that I was really comfortable doing already, because I wanted to avoid the discomfort and the expos that arena was giving me. Arena was telling me the things that I did not want to hear. It was telling me that my aim is mediocre. I was panicking under pressure, forgetting a lot of the things that I was practicing in creative. I wasn't used to in-game ping because I was practicing on lower creative ping all the time, which made me feel better than I was. I wasn't working with that in-game delay that you get. All these things, Arena was screaming at me. It was showing me the way to get better. It was showing me what I needed to work on, and instead of pushing through and taking those things into account, taking them on the chin, and then working to get better at my weaknesses, I was hiding from my weaknesses, hiding from the discomfort that Arena was showing me. Guys, it's the worst thing that you can do. If you learn how to lean into those things and recognize like, okay, these are the holes in my gameplay, great. Thank you for telling me this, Arena. Now I'm gonna go aim duel every single day. Now I'm gonna practice way more in Arena, even when I'm tilting, to get used to that delay and worse ping that I'm getting in game. I am basically going to take these problems with my gameplay head on every day, and you learn how to welcome that, you guys will improve 3, 4, 5 times faster than your counterparts who are not doing this. I promise you, it's the best thing you can do is look your problems in the eye, right? Look all of your downfalls in the eye, like what you're doing bad on keyboard and mouse, and attack them, man. Trust me, guys, please do that. Okay, guys, the next major thing that I wish I knew before switching to keyboard and mouse, and just for my progression in general, is that playing players that are worse than you or a similar skill level to you can really be a big problem. So what you guys are doing, most likely if you're new to the Switch, is you're trying to find opponents who are around your skill level, because that way you're not getting bulldozed and really frustrated. Now, this does have a time and place. When you guys are playing somebody that you know you're better than or about equal to, it's a very good time to practice trying new things. You're doing new builds and new edits that you're not really comfortable with, and you know you're going to be messing up a lot, and that's a good time to practice it, right? Because you're not playing someone who's super good, who's just going to like destroy you every time you do it. So yes, that is good, but here's the main problem. People aren't getting challenged enough. It is a great idea to pick some of the best players off your friends list and just go at them. Get destroyed by them. This is going to help your rate of improvement so much, because a very good player is going to be able to expose so many of your weaknesses really fast. Things that you might be getting away with against worse players, like making bad edits that open up really big like portions of you, like you're taking bad trade shots, things like that you're not gonna get away with it when you're playing a very good player, and you're gonna get away with it when you're playing somebody who's mediocre or worse than you. And so that is a problem. So be mindful of who you're playing and the skill level that they're at. Like, oh, are you really good? Are you getting better? Or are the players you're facing just not really good? And then in turn, because you think you're doing something right, because you're beating your opponents just because they're worse, now you're starting to form bad habits. You're starting to think that certain edits and builds and techniques are working, when in reality they do not work. The other player just doesn't know how to take advantage of your mistakes. Guys, I want you to be really mindful of this. I know these tips can be very difficult to follow, because I'm telling you a lot of things that are hard to hear. It was hard for me to hear as well, but these are the things I wish I knew, man. This is the things I wish somebody came and told me. Let's get into the next thing, man. For real, please do take these things into account. All right, guys, and the last major thing that I wish I knew before switching to keyboard and mouse is that your keyboard, your mouse, your sense, all these things, the DPI, your monitor hertz, your ping, yes, these things can suck, right? These can be disadvantages. Maybe you're still on console keyboard and mouse. Everybody has an excuse, right? Everybody has something that is not 100% optimal that they can point to and say, this is the reason I'm not as good as this guy or that guy, and they're comparing. I promise you, every second you spend wondering if it was fair or not, if your situation was fair, is a second you have wasted. Every single person can get very good, right? I'm not saying that if you're on 0 ping and you have 240 FPS that you're not at a big advantage, right? And the other person's not at a disadvantage. What I'm saying is you can't control these things. Every second you spend thinking about, is it fair? How unfair is it? You're just wasting time and energy that you could and should be spending on worrying about what your own downfalls are, your own mistakes in your gameplay, and how you can get those to be better. Like I've said on this channel before, honestly the main point that I want to drive home to you guys, like when you're done watching my videos at night or whenever you're watching right now, is that you just need to focus on being better than you were yesterday. I have said this multiple times, and I will keep saying it every single week on this channel, right? I will always try to bring it up, because I think in life, not just in Fortnite or progression, just looking at this in a bigger scale, people really do spend way too much time comparing themselves to me, right? My viewers, I always see it in the comments saying, how do I get so good? good, I'm really demotivated, I just want to be as good as you. Or they look at anybody, right? Anybody looks at Kylie Jenner and wishes they looked like that, right? If they're, you know, a girl who's into makeup or something. And people just compare way too much, right? They're always looking at other people and their situations and wishing they were in them. Getting good at anything is a process that you should learn to enjoy, man. The failures are fun. You'll always have those memories to look back on. You'll always have the memories of the progression and the challenge that it was. So try to slow down, take in a deep breath, and really enjoy the struggle, man. But I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I really hope you enjoyed this video, man. Make sure you guys drop a sub if you enjoy this type of content from your boy Humbo, and make sure y'all check out my Twitch streams. I live stream every single day if you want to ask me specific questions on there. But yeah, guys, peace out. Have an absolutely wonderful day, man. Peace.